Hey, Jackson. Shabbat Shalom. How was it go?
So evidently there's a coyote running around, not here, but just somebody, I'm on like a WhatsApp thing for the neighborhood. So someone wrote that they were with their dog and the coyote chased them. So I texted back, maybe he was looking for the roadrunner, beep beep.
Yeah, I haven't seen the coyote.
They look like
I just did.
It looks
just
like
saw
a
it?
mangy dog. It looks like
Yeah,
a
no, I've
mangy
seen it in the past. I haven't seen it in a while.
I just did.
Really? What was it doing?
Chasing the dog.
Just now? You help me, dude.
I don't know how.
Where's your coat?
And here's the front. How long is she?
How's the one you use it?
They're fine. Gabriel is tired.
All right. On page 14 or 46. Yedid nefesh avarachaman mishoch avdach eritzonach yarut avdach imo ayam Ishtachavel mul hadarach Yerav lo yedidutach mino fetzuv vechol dam Adonai Ziva olam nafshi chol adavatach Ana el narefana la beharolano am zivach az titchazek v'tidrapeh v'hayetalach shivchat olam Vatigemu rachamecha v'chuzna al beno avach ki zegam nichzav nichzav lirav diveret uzach hana heli machmali bichushana ve'al titalam higalena ubros chaviv alai etzugad shelomach Tahir eretz migvodach nagila v'nismecha bach ma'erahu giva moed v'choneini ki me'olam
betoda mizmiron arialog Arbaim shana gud bedor Valmaram toyel babem Vehem lo yadu derachai Asher nishmati be'apim Yavon el menuchati Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz Shiru l'Adonai baruchu shemo Vasru meyom leyom Yeshuato Sabru v'goyim kevodo B'chol ha'amim nifleotav King Adol Adonai Omol al meod Norao al kol Elohim Ay kol Elohim Hamim elilim Adonai shamayim asa Hod v'hadar lefanav Tiferet b'migdasho Havul Adonai mishpechot amim Havul Adonai kavod ba'oz Havul Adonai kevod shemo Seu mincha Uva'ol lechatzotav Yishtachavu l'Adonai Behar HaKodesh chilu mipanav kol haaretz Zimru v'goyim Adonai malach Avdi gom devel bahal dimod Yadin amim b'meisharim Yismechu hashamayim v'dagel haaretz Yiramayam omlo Yalo sadai v'chol asher bo Haziranenu golat seyar lifnei Adonai Kiva lishbod haaretz yishbod tevel betzedek ve'amim be'emunato Or 17 or 51. Or Zarul Tzadik U'Lishrei Lev Simcha Simchu Tzadikim V'Adonai V'Odu L'Zecher Kodsho Mizmor Shir Adonai Shir Gadol Lifnei Adonai kiva lishbod haaretz yishbod tevel b'tzedek ve'amim v'meisharim Adonai alach yagzu amim 19 or 53. Moshe ve'Aaron v'Kohanav u'Shmuel v'Korei Shemo Korim el Adonai ve'u yanem v'amud anan yedaber alehem shamru edotav v'chok natan lamo Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Se'ayit alahem v'nokem ala lilotam Romamu Adonai Eloheinu v'ishtachavu le'ar kodsho King Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu 20 or 54, please rise. Mizmor leDavid Avul Adonai v'nelim Havul Adonai Kavod Va'oz Hay 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 Havul Adonai Kevod Shemo Yishtachavu Adonai Adrat Kodesh Kol Adonai Alamayim El Kavod Irim Adonai Alamayim Rabim Kol Adonai Bagoach Hay 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 Kol Adonai Vehadar Kol Adonai Shover Arazim Vaishaber Adonai Heder Zehal Banona Vayarginem Gemo Egel Lebanon Besirion Gemo Ben Arabim Hay 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 Kol Adonai Chosev Labodesh Kol Adonai Yachil Midbar Yachil Adonai Midbar Kadesh Kol Adonai Cholel Ayalot Vayechesof Yeharodu Vechalo Kulo Homer Gavod Hay 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 Adonai Lama Yashava Yeshev Adonai Melech Leolam Adonai Oz Le'amo Yiden Adonai Yevarech Damo Vashalom Hay 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 you may be seated. Hanna bekoach bekoach gedulat yemincha yemincha tatir tzerura kaber nadamcha sagavenu tarenu nora Hanna bekoach gedulat yemincha tadir tzerura kaberina darina damecha sagvenu darenu nora hay 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 Lecha dodi hay 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 ligrat gala hay 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 bene shabane gavela shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad ishmi'anu el hameyuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad l'shel diveret avedei lalecha dodi hay 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 ligrat gala hay 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 סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה לך דודי לגרד גלה בני שבת נגבלה מקדש מלך עיר מלוך הגומי מתוך וחרב לך שבת במקבך והוא יחמור עלייכם ללך דודי לגרד גלה בני שבת נגבלה הנערים יפרקו מלבשי המקנה תפארתך מעל יד בן ישי בן הלך מגורבה אל נפשי גאה לך דודי לגרד גלה בני שבת נגבלה הנערים גבעה אורך גומי אורי שיר דבר גבעות אדוני עלייך נגלה לך דודי לגרד גלה בני שבת נגבלה לא תבושי ולא תגלמי מה תשכחי ומה תמי בה יחסו עניי עמי ונמנתה עיר אל תילה לך דודי לגרד גלה בני שבת נגבלה והיולים שיסה שוסייך ורחקו כל מבלייך יזיז עלייך אלוהייך ימצוס חתן על כלה לך דודי לגרד גלה הפני שבת נגבלה ימין ושמאל תברוצי ואת אדוני תריצי על יד איש בן פרצי ונשמחה ונגילה לך דודי לגרד גלה בני שבת לקבלה בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצלה תוך אמוני המסגולה בואי חלה לך דודי לגרד גלה פני שבת נגבלה. You may be seated. He's more surely on my Shabbat. Agalo, my Masechaya Me'oram kumachshevotecha Magalu Masechaya Me'oram kumachshevotecha. Oh, Yenu Seva, Desheni Veranimiu, Lagin Ki Ashar Adonai, Tsuri Belo Avlatabo. Edo Tachanim Levet Chana Vakodesh, Adonai Orech Yamin. This week we observe the Artzeiten of Esther Taub, mother of Shelley Klein, Ardis Reed, mother of Lydia Reed, Ann Yelsey, mother of Neil Yelsey, Samuel Rubach, father of Dan Rubach, Marshall Lanoyle, mother-in-law of Ginny Heron Lanoyle, Marshall Lanoyle, mother-in-law of Ginny Heron Lanoyle, Dr. Herbert S. Lewin, father of Sybil Rosenberg, Max Schreiber, father of Gloria Staple, Esther Koblenz Rudder, aunt of Eleanor Dreyfus, Paul Goldiner, husband of Mary Goldiner, Morris Meyerson, father of Howard Meyerson, Eleanor Dreyfus, brother-in-law of Eleanor Dreyfus, Nathaniel Goldberg, brother of Eleanor Dreyfus, and also Branya Fink and Anna LaBouche, who are memorialized on our board. May their memories and the memories of all those whom we recall be blessings. Is anyone here to say? No one's here to say Kaddish tonight. So I will recite a psalm from the Shirei Amalot in honor of all those whom we recall. It's on page 250 if you'd like to follow along. Shir Amalot Esainai al Harim Me'ain Yavo Ezri Ezri Me'im Adonai Ose Shamayim Varetz Al Yitein Lamot Raglecha Al Yanum Shomerecha Hine Lo Yanum V'lo Yishan Shomer Yisrael Adonai Shomerecha Adonai Tzilcha Al Yad Yeminecha Yomam HaShemesh Lo Yakeka V'yareach Balayla Adonai Yishmorcha Mikol Ra Yishmor Al Nafshecha Adonai Yishmor Tzeitcha Uvoecha Me'ata v'ad olam. Good Shabbos, everyone. 4 people is about the limit where I feel like it's just a little too weird for me to just give a drasha. I think 4 people is my limit. And one person who's my son. Yeah, if you were... Who's not, no, well that does, I don't think that matters, but the fact that, but other than that, does anyone know?
Any jokes?
Anyone know anything about Tu B'Shvat? Anyone has anything on Tu B'Shvat on your mind? Did you learn anything interesting about Tu B'Shvat in school, Jonah?
I don't recall anything.
You don't recall anything?
Well, I did learn about Tuesday.
What'd you learn?
What did you learn? What you learned? When you learned.
Is it a pop quiz? Pop quiz.
Is Tu B'Shvat something you guys remember growing up? Do you do anything about Tu B'Shvat growing up?
Yes, I know about
Planting trees, right?
Planting trees. That was in it. So in Israel, what I remember about it was, I think it's Tu B'Shvat's one of those things that kind of, it's interesting because it.
Daddy.
Yes.
I think we
during Tu B'Shvat to plant trees.
Yes.
I think that could be cool. It is something that people do. Like there is like
Yeah,
the
there's,
scouts.
School trips too.
School trips go out and plant trees, and it's interesting. It's one of those holidays that, like a lot of things in Judaism, but it's sort of you can kind of watch it transform, and because it's originally basically just a tax holiday. It's like April 15th. It's a border for when you have to pay your taxes.
Oh,
on.
really?
Yeah, so it's it's if trees, there's an idea that not an idea in the Torah. It says you can't eat fruit that was grown on the trees and for 3 years exactly.
Yeah, that was a good fact.
And then on the 4th year you can consume the fruit in the special way by taking it to Jerusalem and then eating it there. And then in the 5th year you can eat the fruit. And it probably originally had to do with agricultural practices and the fact that if you pick the fruit too early, then the tree won't grow as well. But we don't know really why it's there. It's in some other ancient codes as well. But they decided that Tu B'Shvat, which is at the end of the rainy season in Israel, was the cutoff. So if the tree was planted before it was planted on the 1st of Shvat, and Tu B'Shvat's the 15th of Shvat, then on the 15th it starts its 2nd year. But if it was planted after Tu B'Shvat, then you got to wait whole another year, and then it starts second year, because that's what it was.
That's why they started planting so many trees in advance.
So probably they chose that date because that's a good time to plant in the ancient Near East, because the soil is wet and it has it's been raining for a month or several months, and so then that's probably an auspicious time to plant trees if you want them to do well. So probably that's the reason they picked that date for the New Year of the trees. But it's one of those holidays that then transformed over time. So the first sort of major transformation was it became this Kabbalistic thing that involved the Tzfat Kabbalists sort of eating different kinds of fruits and contemplating the different kind of 4 worlds. And then it transformed into like an Israeli kind of Zionist sort of connection to the land thing, and sort of an Arbor Day, and then even more recently, it sort of has been transformed into an Jewish Environmental Awareness Day, and it's interesting because you can, as sort of a case study, you can watch something transform through Jewish history, which is sort of a typical thing that the Jews do, and they insist that the past. We say to the past, no, you're going to remain meaningful for us, and we're gonna transform it.
And the whole tree planting thing became such a big thing here as a show of
Yes, and then it became.
support.
Yes, and then it became right. Exactly.
I do remember that we would like give money to plant a tree in Israel. That was a big thing.
Yeah, planting a tree in Israel through JNF, which is really how they did it. And originally too, it was based. Not only was it a thing about making the desert bloom and whatever, and it really is like Israel. Israel is one of the few places on earth that has like massively more trees now than it did 100 years ago. And they planted. Now they plant the right kind of trees. Initially they planted the wrong kind of trees. Anyways, eucalyptus trees that weren't endemic to the region, in part because I guess there's a way in which eucalyptus trees have a positive effect on malaria spread. I guess they suck up swamp. I don't know exactly how that works, but part of the motivation for the original tree planting was to make the land not only nicer but more livable. And so there's all of these different transformations, but of course that had deleterious effects on the environment. And so now I believe they plant indigenous trees to the region. When you buy a tree through JNF, they plant indigenous trees.
And also putting down roots.
What's that?
literally and figuratively.
And putting down roots literally and figuratively. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
You know the story of Chloe the Circle Maker?
I do know the story of Honi the Circle Maker. What about it?
That was my first question, if you just knew about it. And second of all, sorry.
Honi plants carob trees, right?
No, that
Or
is.
olive trees. No, carob, right?
He plants olive.
Well, he doesn't plant any. He sees someone planting trees. Yeah. There's a famous story in the Talmud about Honi, the circle maker, who, among the adventures that he goes on, he sees an old man planting carob trees, and
he's like, you're not gonna even read it. What are you doing? And he's like, for the next generation.
exactly for the next generation. So he says to him, you're not going to live to see these to eat this. He said, well, there were trees in the world when I got here, so now I'll plant some for my grandparents. And then Honi falls asleep and for 70 years, and the tree is big. Which is a Tu B'Shvat. The story has nothing to do with Tu B'Shvat actually in the Gemara, but it's become associated with Tu B'Shvat.
It was always winter here when Tu B'Shvat was going on.
Well,
So it's
right.
kinda
That's right. I mean, that's a weird thing about, right, the calendar, the Jewish calendar, which has seasonal associations with it, is based on seasons in a different place. And so Tu B'Shvat is really a springtime holiday in a lot of ways, but obviously here it's in winter, so that's another aspect of it, which is sort of like, what's that? Our what? Our clock? What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, like it's springtime there, right?
Well, right. I mean, it's the end of the rainy season there, and it's the beginning of the spring sort of season there. But
Well, we can hope, right, that ours is coming.
we can hope. Although I think the groundhog. I forgot what the groundhog.
Groundhog said no.
You know, there's two groundhogs. I learned this year.
Pete, what? Punxsutawney.
Phil.
Well, Punxsutawney Phil is the famous one, but there's another one. Staten Island Chuck.
And he did
Chuck,
not say.
yeah.
And he did not say.
Staten Island one is right way more often than.
Oh, really?
Pennsylvania, but it's all.
I just learned about Staten Island Chuck this year.
Really?
Yeah, I never heard of him before.
Yeah.
It's not been a good winter.
I've got
Not
some
that bad.
cool news for you guys.
Yeah.
Did you see the news? You won't.
About what?
It's interesting unless you know about science. But there was an ultra high energy neutrino found in the ocean.
Yeah, I sent that article to you. I didn't know what it
What
meant.
does it
but
mean?
I don't.
A neutrino is a weightless particle with zero charge. And they usually move very, very fast through our universe. And for your knowledge, 1,000 of them just pass through your body. And you can't break them. That's them. And they really never have high energy.
Huh?
And to find one that has 120 plus one, it's a big number, let's just say.
Where did they find it?
Bottom of the ocean.
How?
Where? What part of the world?
How?
Pacific?
How?
I do not, I think they use that, I think they're monitoring it. 150 scientists.
They were
studying
monitoring the
ocean.
bottom of the ocean for neutrinos.
No, they were looking for, like, new signs of, these were biologists.
Uh-huh.
They were looking, they were lovely biologists. And they
Ah.
were trying to neutrino in, like, the physics community. It was like, we gotta get over there.
Wow. I'm glad I sent you that article because I read the headline and I thought I'm not gonna be able to make sense of this, but Jonah might be interested in it.
I showed some of
It's in the New York Times. All right. We're on page 28. I mean, I do think the thing I sort of was thinking about Tu B'Shvat this year. Maybe I'll say more about it tomorrow. Is like there's like an unwillingness of the tradition to like let anything go. It's like we're gonna make it meaningful in some way. We're not gonna, and it's like this was just kind of inspiring it. All right, page 28. Baruch atah Adonai melech haolam asher Umavio yom umevi laila umavio ben yom uben laila Adonai tzavot shemo el chai v'kayam tim yochalenu leolam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai hamari v'arabim avadolam b'dizon ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל page 30 or 66 Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבביך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, ובשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. וים שמות Adonai Elohim ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל, לכהנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורדי לא תוסיף למלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לבני משה זה ליאנו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי בלענו על יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל אשכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום ועמידנו מלכנו לחיים ופרסנו את סוכת שמנו ועשרת בצל ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ושלום מעתה ועד עולם, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני הבורא סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. היי 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 ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. The Amidah is page 35 or 76. Yaseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'imru Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Kiddush is page 49 or 93. Johnny, you want to make Kiddush? You want to make Kiddush?
Yeah.
You want to make Kiddush?
Sure.
There you go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishonu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'avat ratzon chinkilanu zikaron l'maaseh bereishit.
Ki hu yom techila mikroei kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim kibanu bacharta biotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha bi'ahava u'ratzon inchaltanu.
Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
Amen. Shekoach. Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon ha'kol, lated gidula le'yoser b'reshit, shelo asanu k'goyei ha'aratzot, velo samanu k'mishmechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol amonam, v'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ששמיים ויעשה ממש רגע ככתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו you may be seated. Yeshkoch to John for Kiddush. And this week we are without a Kiddush sponsor, so light refreshments will be served. And we can't have Kiddush without you. And there are still many dates available in the spring and the summer. My last Talmud class is coming on Tuesday. We'll have a guest scholar. What's that? Why the last one? I don't know. Maybe we'll keep it going. But we'll have a guest teacher on February 25th, Rabbi Mark Katz, author of the recent release Yochanan's Gamble, which is a really marvelous book about rabbinic thought in the Talmud. So please come and hear him teach a little bit and share about his book. And that should be wonderful. The next first Friday is February 28th, and Lisa and me are cooking it. So that should be fun. There's an adult potluck dinner. We hope that you will join us for an adult-only get-together on March 1st at 7:30 p.m. at Tracy and Jason's house. Thank you to Tracy and Jason for organizing that. Please RSVP by February 24th to Tracy and Jason. And a Purim Carnival is coming up, and our Purim Megillah reading on March 13th, and the PJC players on March 16th. And
Mets game.
the Mets game, oh yeah, in August, which is
August
like a
31st,
long time
But we gotta
away.
but we gotta lock those in.
But yeah, let's go to the Mets game. That'll be great.
I forgot to tell you.
Yeah.
My class is going to a Broadway show.
Your class going where?
A Broadway show.
Really? Which one?
Which show?
Jonah, don't do that.
I
Which-
am not sure, but
which-
we know that we're going to one.
The fall of the fourth grade is going to see Broadway?
No, choir.
Oh, choir.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool.
Is bowling tomorrow?
No, bowling happened,
Only
man.
was last week.
Yeah, bowling happened.
How
People
was it?
loved it. People apparently loved it. I wasn't there, but it was supposed to be great. And I don't know why I find it so funny. You have to be 25 years old for that. I don't know why. 21.
Insurance.
Yeah, I don't know why. It must have been something to have to do with the bowling place or whatever, but that's what it said.
Your neighbor's having a adult
Has
beverage.
anyone ever gotten close to
Maybe, but then you would think it would be 21.
Yeah,
I
I think
don't bowl
20.
at all.
What?
He asked if anyone's gotten close to 300. I don't bowl at all.
No.
My coach got to 200.
I once bowled at 249.
That's pretty good.
That was a
Are
long
you a
time.
good bowler? You rather two pretty good. That's decent.
That was a long time, that was a while
My
ago.
coach did 298.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Bowl.
terrible.
Yeah.
Your last strike,
Was it
He missed the last one.
the last one?
yeah.
That's the only way you get that?
You have to
Yeah.
get 300. You get like a board.
You have to do 11 in a row, and then your 12th, you throw an 8.
Ooh.
Because a perfect game is 12 strikes.
Uh-huh.
So imagine you throw 11 in a row, and then you throw an 8.
He did. That is exactly what he did.
There's a great book by William Kennedy called Billy Phelan's Greatest Game that begins with a long chapter of someone describing Billy Phelan, throwing a perfect game in bowling. It's really marvelous. Have you read anything about William Kennedy? You
Yeah.
must have read it. It's great. All right. Yigdal is on page 53. 54. 53.
3.
Yigdal Elohim Chai V'yishtabach Nimtza V'nei El Mesiuto Echad V'en Yachid Yechudo Nelam V'gam Nitzov Le'achduto Hein Lo Demut HaGufeino Guf Lo Naharoch Elav Kedushato Kadmon Lechol Davar Asher Nivra Rishon V'hen Reishi LeReishito Adon Olam V'echol Notzar Yoreh Gedulato Malchuto Shefa Nevuato Netano El Anshe Segulato V'tifarto Lokam B'Yisrael K'Moshe Od Navi Umavid Et Unato Torah Temena Dane Hamoel Al Yad Ve'yonem An Beito Lo Yachalifael Ve'lo Yamir Dato Le'olam Nima Le'zulato Shefa Ve'yodea Setarenu Maviles of Davar Gekadmato Gomel Eish Chesed Kemifalo Noten L'Rasha Ragarishato Yishlach L'Ketzia Mimech Shichenu Lipdor Mechakeg Et Yeshuato Mentim Yechayel Berov Chasto Baruch Adei Ad Shem Tilato Mentim Yechayel Berov Chasto Baruch Adei Ad Shem Tilato.
Shabbat shalom.
It's been for weeks because I'm immature, but every week I have to read. I just think it's so funny. I don't know why. As an adult followers, just like I don't know. It's like I don't know why I think it's like, and every time like I'm not.
Immaturity is a good thing.
Because there was like in the 70s, there was like Plato's retreat in the city.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it
yeah.
sounds
Wait,
like.
I might have
No,
to
you
do
can
that.
go.
Adults only.
Why? Are you gonna be selling drinks and it's doing it?
No, I think it should know. It's just because like it's a different value. You know, it's just because it's. But I don't know why.
It does seem odd.
And the same thing with bowling. It used to be called adult bowling. it's like I'm not mature.
Immaturity is a good thing.
Immature, yeah, I guess so. Youthful.
Youthful exuberance.
I started reading this finally. I never read this.
Oh.
It's really wonderful.
Wow.
It's really beautiful.
One of my favorite
Is it? Yeah. Somehow I didn't.
You didn't read
I
it.
never read it. It's really beautiful. I decided I wanted to read something.
I'm jealous. I'd love to go back and read it for the first time.
I decided I wanted to read something indisputably great. And I was
Uh-huh.
like, okay, gaps in my 19th century
Uh-huh.
reading. Like I've never read like Middlemarch. and
It's
I've never
horrible.
read, like,
Great
It's
no,
so
people
awful.
love it. I mean, people
Great,
love it.
Great Expectations.
I find it
Did
unreadable.
Great Expectations I have read.
you like it?
I did like Great